Hi, I'm Sue Burnett, and today we're talking about part two of your brand and your legacy. So, when we talk about legacies, there's two different definitions that I found this morning that we're going to talk about. The first one is probably the one that you think about when you hear the word legacy. It's the amount of money or property left to someone in a will. And why are we talking about legacies today? Well, because the Secure Act in December changed the rules for IRAs that are left to children and grandchildren, your beneficiaries. It increases the taxes paid because those beneficiaries need to pull every dollar out of there within 10 years of your passing. So higher taxes means a lower legacy to those beneficiaries. So what can we do about that? Well, there's really four things that you can do. First off is you can say, let it ride and do nothing. Let your kids, let your grandkids pay the taxes. You're going to be gone anyway, right? So although that's the easiest thing to do, it might not be the most beneficial to you or your beneficiaries. And here's why. Well, your beneficiaries are going to need to pay all those taxes when you go. But even before that, you're going to have market risk and you're going to have investment advisor fees. So if we have another dip like 2008, your original legacy might not be there anyway. And there's an investment advisor taking the fees off the top. In addition, when you get to age 72, you're going to need to start pulling required minimum distributions out of there. So your legacy is going to be lower anyway because you're required to take money out. So although that might be easiest, it might not be the most beneficial for you or your beneficiaries. So what are my other options? Well, you could Roth the IRA, which means you pay taxes now and then you don't pay taxes going forward on the balance or the investment income earned. So that's a pretty big tax bill right now. But the pros of this is that you eliminate the taxes paid by your children and your grandchildren, and you no longer have the required minimum distributions. Roths don't have those distributions at age 72. So that sounds pretty good, but you still have those investment advisor fees and you still have the market risk. How can we eliminate those? Well, you can take it one step further. You can Roth your IRA and pay the taxes now and use that net money to buy life insurance if you're life insurance eligible. So what does that do? Well, if you have $1 million, you pay those taxes and now you might have $600,000 or $700,000. You use that to buy life insurance premiums. Now there's no market risk and there's no investment advisor fees because the value of that policy is guaranteed by the life insurance company. You've eliminated the taxes paid to your beneficiaries, the income taxes, and there are no required minimum distributions. So that all sounds pretty good, other than the great big tax bill up front on your $1 million. Well, there's one more option, and it does involve a couple more steps, but essentially, instead of being taxed and then buying the life insurance, you buy the life insurance pre-tax and then pay the taxes down the road. So what does that mean? Instead of using $600,000 to buy life insurance, you use your full $1 million. It increases your legacy. It has all the pros of buying the life insurance that we just talked about, but you've bought more insurance. You've used $1 million instead of $600,000 or $700,000 to buy insurance. What does this do? Maximizes your legacy. It's a bigger death benefit. It's a bigger value in the policy. It really maximizes that legacy to your beneficiaries, your children and your grandchildren. Now, there is a way to do this. Like I said, there's a couple steps you need to put in place beforehand. But the beauty of this is you can use that $1 million not only to buy insurance on yourself, but on your spouse or your kids. It's anybody you have an insurable interest in. So it's an interesting concept and it really maximizes that legacy. So the second definition that I found says it's related to software or hardware that has been superseded but is difficult to replace. For all the money in the world, there's only one you. So maximize your legacy, maximize your brand. Happy Monday. Let's make it a great week.